How you doing out there? I'm doing pretty good over here. Well, thank you once again for all your comments for last week's video that I had done with my cousin Connie. I appreciate it. Well, this week I'm doing something a little different. This video I'm making right now is just going to be for football. And my question of the week video is going to be made later on tonight with another guest. A different guest. So check that out. For this, I'm going to talk about yesterday's football games a little bit. Really just the Giants, because I love the Giants and huge Giants fan, as you can see. Well, the Giants, man, we almost blew it yesterday, I'll tell you, man. We almost blew that game against the Cincinnati Bengals. That should have never happened. That game should have been a blowout yesterday. The Giants were actually 13-point favorites. We were 13-point favorites, and we only won by 3 points. And we won it in overtime. It was ridiculous. But, and listen, I tip my hat to the Cincinnati Bengals. They played us really tough, and they really they played with a lot of heart. They really did. They played us really good. And listen, our defense yesterday was horrible. It was the worst I've seen it in a long time. The Cincinnati Bengals offensive coordinator, he just ripped us apart. He saw every little weakness in our defense, and he ripped it apart. Their running game was awesome yesterday. Their running game was absolutely amazing yesterday, and their passing game was good. Their passing game was great. Carson Palmer was on, man. He was throwing some great stuff, and they were just catching everything that Palmer was throwing to them, and they were just ripping our defense apart. It was a tough game to watch. I mean, even though the Giants won in overtime, it was a difficult game to watch yesterday. Man, my heart was beating when we went to overtime. All I was saying is we got to win the coin toss. And if we don't win the coin toss, we're going to be in trouble. And luckily enough, we won the coin toss, but we did nothing. Eli did nothing. And we punted the ball. And I'll be honest with you, I was nervous. I actually thought the Bengals were going to come down and get a field goal and win it. Because our defense just was horrible. It was horrendous yesterday. But luckily enough, the defense stepped it up a notch, and we stopped the Bengals' offense. And we finally got the ball back, thank God. And we finally, Eli was able to throw it all the way downfield to Toomer, and Toomer made a spectacular catch, and then we were able to get the field goal and win it. So, it was a tough game to watch, but luckily enough, thank God we pulled it off. And now we're 3-0. So we're looking really good so far. Next Sunday, we have a bye week, which is good. So we got to rest up the D and try to get a little bit stronger for the following week against Seattle. That should be a good game, but I'll talk about that next week. But yeah, this week was tough, man. It was a really tight game, but I'm just grateful we won. It would have been heartbreaking. It really would have been heartbreaking if we lost to the Bengals. That would have been really tough because they're 0-2. Now they're 0-3. But it would have been tough to lose to an 0-2 team like the Bengals. But luckily enough, we did win. Okay, moving on. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about baseball. And the reason I do this, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Yankees. The reason I do this is because last night was the Yankees' last game in Yankee Stadium. And it was something, man. It was something. See if you guys saw it. I don't know if you guys saw it out there. But it was something. The whole ceremony before the game and all the great Yankees. Even if you don't like the Yankees, man, it's just an emotional thing to see that stadium be torn down from 1923. I mean, it's been here for such a long time, and it's tough, man, to see it be ripped down. But it was some game last night. The Yankees, thank God they finally actually, I don't know, won a game this year, and we finally won 7-3, thank God. I thought the Yankees were out of the playoffs. Supposedly they're not. Supposedly they still need a miracle though. Supposedly if they win all the rest of their games, and supposedly if, like a lot of other teams lose all their other games, the Yankees actually will make it to the playoffs. And last night's game won't be the last game at Yankee Stadium, but supposedly that's going to be a miracle if that happens. So right now, realistically, they're out of the playoffs. And last night's game was the last one at Yankee Stadium. But it was something, man. If you're a Yankee fan, you loved last night because all the old players. My favorite part was Bernie Williams coming out and the place rocking and chanting Bernie. So it was cool. But I thought I'd talk a little bit about baseball because of that historical memory last night. But it was good stuff. But anyway, thanks for watching. And check out my question of the week later with my special guest. It's a whole new guest, a different person. So check that out. Tonight I'm going to make it, so you'll be able to see it later on tonight. Alright? Hope everything's good, and I'll check you guys later. Peace.